Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be trying something new that I haven't done on my channel before. I usually love doing one note videos where I talk to you guys about a specific note and I let you guys know all of the fragrances in my collection that have that note in them. And recently I was just thinking, why don't I do a video with notes that I do not like? So this is going to be a note I don't like, and for this video it's going to be gardenia. So I myself have not seen this type of video, but this is what I would like to do for this video, and I want to turn it into like a series if you guys like it. So I was thinking, sometimes when we watch channels, we like to kind of see what that person likes, what notes they like, and if we kind of click, if we like the same things, then we take recommendations from that person. But I was wondering, what if we talk about notes that we don't like? So if you're like me and you don't like gardenia, I'm going to be sharing the fragrances in my collection that have the note of gardenia in them. And I'm going to let you know if I pick up the gardenia, if it's in there, if I don't really get it. And then I'm going to be ranking them and letting you guys know which one I get the most gardenia in, going all the way down to the one that I barely get it in there. And I'm also going to be sharing gardenia fragrances that I do not enjoy, so that you guys have an idea of the gardenia fragrances that work for me. And if you don't like gardenia but you're curious about a fragrance, then this can help you in finding out if the gardenia in that fragrance is strong or not, if you should try it. I really hope that this can help some of you out, and it was very fun. I had to take down a lot of notes and do a lot of testing and spraying so that I can get the list as accurate as I can. With that said, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. I do videos on all things girly, especially fragrance. If you like that type of content, don't forget to subscribe before you leave today's video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here with me today, and I appreciate you so much. So with that said, if you would like to know the fragrances in my collection that contain gardenia in them, then just keep on watching. All right, guys, so I am racing against the weather here because it has been raining every single day here in Puerto Rico, every day. So I started filming earlier today. It's still a little bit sunny, but I need to get this video done because I can already hear the thunder and it's about to get ugly. So I have a few gardenia fragrances here, and I'm going to let you guys know if I get the gardenia note in them and if I enjoy them. So gardenia to me is a note that it doesn't stink, it doesn't smell bad. It is just very sharp, very heady. It's a strong white floral. Usually if I go to Bath and Body Works or I smell a candle or something that has gardenia in it, I am super turned off by it. It gives me headaches. It's just too much for me. I have never liked it. Sometimes it can also come across as like super clean, just very clean, and it's just not my type of floral. I really enjoy orange blossom. Jasmine is another floral that it can be a hit or a miss for me, but when it comes to gardenia, I'm usually like, ooh, I don't want anything to do with it. But then lately I was looking at the notes in my perfumes, just going through them, and I just like doing that sometimes, and I noticed that I have a few fragrances with gardenia in them. So that's kind of where this idea for this video came from. So let's go ahead and let's get into the fragrances in my collection that have the note of gardenia in them. And I am going to start off with this one right here, which is a recent addition to my collection, and this is Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. First of all, this bottle is just beautiful. I think it's super girly, feminine. It looks polished, classy. It's beautiful. This fragrance right here has gardenia in it. It's in the name. It has gardenia. And in this fragrance, I do pick up the gardenia. I feel like she is there, but she is surrounded by pear, and it does have brown sugar as well. So this fragrance, even though the gardenia is in there, it doesn't bother me because there are other notes notes that make this fragrance wearable and enjoyable for me. It's just a very nice everyday type of fragrance. In the beginning, when I first spray it, I do usually get a little bit worried, like, ooh, is this going to be too sharp? Is this too strong for me? But then as soon as it starts to dry down, the brown sugar starts mixing in. I love it so, so much. I think of like a very put together girl. It can be casual. It can be something that you can use to go out to dinner. It's just very easy to wear. You can wear it anywhere. And I don't want to get too into the fragrances because I don't want this video to be super duper long, because I am going over a lot of things in this video. But this is just a very easy to wear fragrance. You can wear it every day. It's just very feminine, classy, and put together. Now, I do pick up the Gardenia more in the opening in this fragrance. The dry down, I still think that the Gardenia is there. So if you truly, truly do not like Gardenia, then maybe this is one that you want to test out on your skin, see how it wears, see what you pick up the most. I really do enjoy this fragrance, but it's definitely not one that would be in like my favorites or anything like that. But I am getting to know it better. I recently just got it, so I need to wear it soon. I need to put it in a tray so that I can wear it often. Next up is another one that I recently added to my collection, and this is by Carolina Herrera, and this is 212 VIP Gold. So here is the bottle for this one. And this one opens up with a very beautiful gardenia. I really do enjoy this gardenia in here. It opens up with rum. So it's like a boozy white floral. It's so sexy to me. This is like a very nice fragrance, in my opinion, for fall time. Because of the passion fruit, I feel like it gives it like a sparkle to the fragrance. And then when it starts to dry down, that vanilla comes in and the tonka bean comes in, and it just dries down to this creamy, boozy gardenia, which I never thought that I would like, but it is beautiful. It is stunning, and I definitely recommend this fragrance. In the dry down, I do still get the gardenia, but it's way less. It's a lot smoother, rounder. It's not as sharp as in the beginning. It does stay a little bit sparkly or kind of like that fizzy type of fragrance, but it is because of that passion fruit, which passion fruit is another note that I cannot stand, and somehow they work together in this fragrance, and I really, really enjoy this one. Next up, I'm going to be talking about Dior Pure Poison. And I am in love with this bottle. I think this bottle is so beautiful. It's gorgeous. And this fragrance to me is a mix of clean with a little bit of sexiness somehow. I feel like it's clean, but it's not just clean. There's a little bit more to it, especially in the dry down. This fragrance, you are going to feel the gardenia in here. Just keep in mind that for me to have these fragrances, even though the gardenia is in there and I'm saying that I do smell it, it doesn't bother me, or they don't bother me like other gardenia fragrances. This gardenia opens up, it's clean. Right from the beginning, I get like a sweetness with it as well. It's not screechy, but it can smell a little bit like laundry detergent, kind of like if you just washed your bed sheets and you're making your bed and that scent is hitting you from the detergent, which, if you know me, I do not like to wear those types of fragrances, but this opens up with that, but then it starts to dry down and it changes so much. As it dries down, it just turns into a clean yet somehow sexy type of fragrance. And I feel like Pure Poison is the perfect name for this fragrance because it's pure. It has this cleanliness to it, but then it also smells kind of intoxicating and you just want to keep on smelling it, and it's almost like addictive. So I feel like the name is really nice for this fragrance, and it just reminds me of like laying in bed, just rolling in clean sheets. The sun is kind of like shining through the window and your bed sheets are nice and clean and you just woke up, and that's kind of just what this makes me think of. It's a very like pure, clean type of scent. This one always takes a little bit longer to reach that very sweet, beautiful dry down that it has. I would say like an hour has to go by before you truly get like the true dry down of this fragrance, and that is where I fall in love with it even more. I don't use it a lot, but it is a beautiful fragrance that does have gardenia in it and it does not bother me. Next up, another fragrance that has gardenia in it is Yes I Am by Cacharel, and here is the beautiful bottle. And this one, I feel like I get the gardenia just a tiny bit in the opening, but I pick up that cardamom so much in this fragrance. I get like the lactonic, milky vibes in this fragrance. I honestly do not think of gardenia when I spray this one. And the gardenia honestly just makes it smell feminine, beautiful, but those other notes are working in here and they're the ones that shine the most. There is raspberry in here, there's cardamom, there is ginger. So I do pick up those notes way more than the gardenia, and in the dry down, it is pretty much almost non-existent. So don't be scared to try this one out if you do not like gardenia. It is not super loud in here at all. Next up, we have Viva La Juicy from Juicy Couture, and this fragrance also has gardenia in it. And this one, if I were to spray it without knowing the note, I would probably say that there is a white floral in here, but I'm not sure if I would have said gardenia. I do feel like the caramel stands out so much in this fragrance, and the berries that are in here, that's kind of like what this fragrance is like shining the most with. And yeah, the gardenia just adds a very feminine touch to it, but it isn't super screechy in my opinion. And the dry down, I don't get too much gardenia. It's not too much, and I do really enjoy this fragrance a lot. All right, next one, I only have a travel size of this one, and this one is by Valentino, and this is Voce Viva. And this fragrance, I've had this travel size for so long and I never reach for this fragrance. So I do need to start wearing it more. But this one opens up with what I would say, it's almost like a spicy gardenia because of the ginger that is in this fragrance. But then with this one, the orange blossom quickly starts coming through. It makes it a little bit more syrupy. And I honestly feel like it's not a gardenia fragrance. Like that's not what I think of when I smell it. But the opening does give a little blast of gardenia. Now in the dry down, I feel like the gardenia is very low. This fragrance dries down very sweet, very beautiful and feminine and just delicious. I feel like this one, it's just that orange blossom in here. It just makes it so beautiful. Next up, we have a super sexy gardenia. And I honestly, when I first smelled this fragrance, I don't remember ever thinking this has gardenia or this is a gardenia bomb. And this is Scandal. To me, the honey in this fragrance is a star of the show. That dripping honey, the thick texture of it, it's just what I get the most in this one. But when I started, spraying them to see where I got the gardenia, I do pick up the gardenia. Now, it is a gardenia that's dripping with honey. You're getting the sweetness, the thickness, the syrupy vibes from that honey. So I do not think of gardenia with this one until you tell me that there is gardenia in here. There is also blood orange in this fragrance, and I feel like those notes right there are just so intoxicating, so juicy, so sexy to me. I really enjoy this. This is gorgeous. It's a beautiful, sexy white floral, and it has a lot of sex appeal to it. The dry down, I do feel like the gardenia sticks around a little bit more than these other ones, but it's just so intoxicating. The honey is so beautiful, and I feel like this fragrance is just a must for me in my collection, and the gardenia doesn't bother me one bit. All right, next up, we are almost done. I have two more fragrances. This next one is by the House of Nest, and this is Kissed Hibiscus. And this one right here, I get a little tiny bit of gardenia in the opening again. Yeah, in the opening, I feel like I get the gardenia, but there's also frangipani in here, and I feel like that's kind of what I pick up more in this one. Ooh, I get so much more of the frangipani, the coconut, and the orange blossom. This to me is like a warm, beachy coconut type of fragrance, and I feel like this is so sexy for summer. It's warm. Like this feels, kind of makes me think of like the sunset. So the sun is still out, but it's not directly hitting you and you're walking like by the beach, but it is getting a little bit dark. And it just has like that summer night warmth to it. Oh, so beautiful. In the dry down of this one, I think I get the least gardenia than I do with most of these. it pretty much is gone, and all I get is coconut and warm, just beautiful tropical type of scent. So if you are worried about the gardenia in here, don't be, because I don't think that it is very loud at all. The last one with gardenia is by Kayali, and this is Utopia. This fragrance right here is so stunning, and the gardenia in here in the beginning made me a little bit hesitant about wearing this fragrance, because on certain days I would pick it up a lot, and sometimes I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I let it sit in my collection for a few months, and I feel like it has gotten so beautiful. I feel like all of Kayali's fragrances do need a little bit of time to get thicker, to get richer, because I love my Kayali fragrances way more a few months after I get them. And this one, you do get the gardenia right in the opening, but there's also coconut in there, there's sweetness in there, and then there's a lot of like tropical florals as well, so it's not as sharp as if you were to get just a straight up gardenia fragrance. This scent is so gorgeous, and I'm so happy that I didn't get rid of it, that I didn't declutter it, and I was patient, because it is beautiful now that it has sat in my collection for pretty much a year. The dry down, I would say it's like a moderate gardenia. It's there, but there are so many other beautiful notes that are in there as well. You're not going to be distracted by the gardenia, and it's just like a classy, sexy, put together, but yet somehow a little bit beachy type of fragrance. Those are the fragrances in my collection that have gardenia in them. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be ranking them from which one I get the most gardenia in, working my way down to the one that I barely get any gardenia in it. So the first one I would say is Dior Poison. This one is definitely the one with the most gardenia, and I would definitely suggest trying it out on your skin to see if that gardenia is too sharp, is too loud, but in my opinion, it is a beautiful, beautiful scent. The second one is Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. I do pick up quite a lot of gardenia in here, but it is still nice and wearable enough for me to keep it in my collection. But if you are picky with gardenia, another one that I suggest trying on the skin before purchasing. Then the third one is going to be Scandal, and this is definitely a more syrupy, sexy gardenia. Doesn't bother me one bit, but I do pick up the gardenia in here. The fourth one is the Carolina Herrera 212 VIP Gold. This one just dries down into like a boozy vanilla and tonka bean creamy gardenia. It's such a beautiful, sexy scent, and I love it so, so much. But we are working our way down, so in the dry down, this one is not that much of a strong gardenia, but it's still in there. Then next up, I would say Viva La Juicy would be next, and this one I do feel the gardenia a little bit, but it's a lot of berries and sweet notes along with this one, so I don't automatically think of gardenia with it. Then I would say Utopia by Kayali would be next. This is a stunner of a fragrance. I love it so, so much. Next, I would place Voce Viva as the next one, and it starts to pretty much turn into, I don't really pick up that much gardenia in these, so it would be this one. Then after that would be Yes I Am by Cacharel, which barely has any gardenia in the dry down. And then the last one that I really don't pick up gardenia in the dry down is the Sun-Kissed Hibiscus. So that is my ranking of gardenia from highest to lowest in my collection. And then now quickly, I'm just going to tell you a few fragrances that do have gardenia that are pretty much like a no for me. Like, I hate these. Hate. Double hate. So these are the ones that I pick up a lot of gardenia in. And the first one is going to be Versace Crystal Noir EDP version. So you guys know that I did a video comparing the EDP with the EDT, and the EDP left my collection because I do pick up the gardenia in that one. And there was a lot of spices in that one. So it was just a lot of notes that just I didn't really vibe with too much. It just wasn't for me, because I preferred the EDT version way better. Next up after that one is Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. I do not get any bronze goddess in that fragrance. I don't get beachy vibes. I don't get summer vibes. I get a Gardenia bomb, and I just do not enjoy that one. It's not for me. The next one is a very old fragrance, and it was gifted to me, and I remember not really being a fan of it. Again, these are not bad fragrances, just Gardenia really gets on my nerves. If it's very high in concentration, it's like I feel like she's just there, like poking me, like, hey, I'm Gardenia. Hey, I'm here. Hey, my name is Gardenia. That's kind of how I feel about Gardenia. So Kim Kardashian's first perfume, which came in like a little purple bottle with the K on it, that was such a Gardenia bomb. I feel like that's all I got from that one. Number 4 is going to be Fancy by Jessica Simpson, which I fell head over heels in love with that fragrance when I first got it. And it quickly turned into a declutter because for some reason I wore it, I loved it, I got the almond in it, I got sweet in it, and then all of a sudden from one day to the other, I just got a bunch of Gardenia and I just couldn't wear that one anymore. The 5th one is Toca Florence. I've had samples of this one and I have never bought a full size because it is straight up Gardenia to me. I don't enjoy it. It's just not the type of fragrance that I go for. I feel like it's very high in Gardenia. It's just the main note that I get in that one. So yeah, those were the 6 fragrances that I for sure don't want in my collection at this moment in time, because we never know, maybe in the future I'll become a Gardenia lover. But for right now, those 6, I would say stay away from them if you don't like Gardenia. And if you do want to try them out, make sure that you sample them, make sure that you try them on your skin before you make up your mind. I hope that I got all of this information into this video as quickly as I could. I feel like I could have been a little bit more detailed, but I hope that you guys like it. It's going to be the first one out of a few that I'm going to be doing. I already have a bunch of notes planned out to do this with, so let me know, did you guys like this video? I think that it was super fun. Let me know what Gardenia fragrances you either love, that you don't really feel too much Gardenia in it, or that you totally hate because all you get is Gardenia. I can't wait to talk to you guys in the comments section. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video.